So today's story is about Blanche Bruce and the debt paid in names. He named his only son after a white stranger because when Blanche Bruce walked into the US Senate, that stranger was the only man in the room who stood up and walked beside him. Some debts get paid on birth certificates. Blanche Kelso Bruce was born enslaved on March 1, 1841 in Prince Edward County, Virginia. His mother Polly was enslaved by the same planter who fathered him, Pettis Perkinson. Despite his bondage, Bruce received an education alongside his white half-brother, taught by a tutor his father had hired. When the Civil War began, Bruce seized his freedom, fleeing to Kansas in his early 20s. There he opened the first school for black children in the state. Later, he founded another in Hannibal, Missouri, the same town Mark Twain had left as a boy. Bruce briefly studied at Oberlin College, but financial hardship forced him out. He worked as a steamboat porter before settling in Bolivar County, Mississippi in 1868. Within a few years, he rose rapidly. County sheriff, tax assessor, school superintendent, plantation owner. By 1874, the Mississippi legislature elected him to the U.S. Senate. On March 5, 1875, Bruce entered the Senate chamber to take his oath. Tradition required that a new senator be escorted arm in arm by a state senior senator, but James Alcorn, Mississippi's senior senator, refused. He hid behind a newspaper, leaving Bruce to walk alone. But halfway down the aisle, Roscoe Conkling of New York rose. Conkling, a radical Republican and champion of the 15th Amendment, crossed the chamber and linked arms with Bruce. Together, they finished the work. Bruce was 34, the only black man in that room. Conkling owed him nothing, yet in that moment he corrected what Senate historians later called one of the institution's great insults. Bruce never forgot it. He remembered it when he introduced his first bill, demanding the government to pay back wages owed to black Union soldiers. He remembered it when he opposed the Chinese Exclusion Act, arguing America had no right to shut its door to any people. On that very day, February 14, 1879, Bruce became the first black American to preside over the Senate. He remembered it when he urged desegregation of the army, defended native people, and investigated the collapse of the Freeman's Savings Bank, exposing how thousands of freed families had lost their savings. And he remembered it in April 1879 when his wife Josephine gave birth to their only child. He named the boy Roscoe Conkling Bruce. That was the quiet repayment, a debt handed not in law but in a name. Now, Bruce declined a prestigious appointment as U.S. Minister to Brazil, refusing to represent America to a nation that still practiced slavery. Instead, he became Register of Treasury. For 4 years, his signature appeared on U.S. currency, money that passed through every hand in the nation. The country paid its bills with the name of a man it has once enslaved. He later served as Recorder of Deeds in Washington, trustee of Howard University, and returned as Register of Treasury under President McKinley. He died in office in 1898 at just 57 years old. His son, Roscoe Conkling Bruce, carried that stranger's name into the next century. He attended Phillips Exeter Academy, graduated from Harvard in 1902, and walked through doors his father had forced open. It is tempting to list Bruce's first black senator to serve a full term, first to preside over the chamber, first to chair committee. But the history lives elsewhere. It lives in a newspaper race to block a man's welcome. It lives in another man's decision to stand and walk beside him. And it lives in a name given to a child, a quiet repayment for a kindness that made sure Blanche Bruce did not walk alone. Some debts are paid in laws and bills. Some are paid on birth certificates. Blanche Bruce paid them both ways for as long as he had breath. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe. Bye-bye.